Welcome to Law and Earp with TopShelf Law. I'm Kay.
And I'm Jay.
Man, I am in serious Wynonna hangover right now.
Oh my God, me too. Like, I feel like I get hit by the bus.
Yeah, a truck full of emotions.
Oh,
It's so much. Just so you guys know, we're recording this on a Sunday morning, and we had full intentions to record it yesterday, but I think in the midst of our rewatch and our tweeting, that it was just, we were exhausted. I mean, in the best way, but exhausted.
absolutely in the best way possible. But we really did have good intentions.
Yeah.
Like, our 9 a.m. Let's get going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that didn't happen yesterday.
But we're here.
Well, here we made a promise.
We did.
We said, Sunday, March 7th, we're gonna bring you a podcast, and we're gonna do it.
So let's just get right into 407, shall we?
Please.
Okay. So first off, absolutely loved the episode. Could not stop laughing. We could not stop laughing.
Oh, it was it was fantastic.
It was so good.
Especially the slow-mo cameras.
Oh my God, yes.
Top shelf.
Give me the soap opera cameras all day, every day on Waverly Earp. But I think one of the biggest things, like the surprise that I had initially, was the proposal on the couch. I think maybe a lot of Earpers will agree. We were all over Twitter freaking out, like, oh my God, we're going back to the beginning. We're going back to the couch. She's going to say stuff on the couch. It's going to be huge. We're going to cry. It's going to be so emotional. And then the sneak peek clip that we got is the clip that was in the show.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing over here because you were in your feelings all day.
Oh, a ball of emotion.
And you and Dee were going back and forth. You're like, what song are they going to play? What's this? What's that? And I was somehow not like, I was more the practical, pragmatic, low-key, and you guys were just gone.
And I think you were more in the right headspace because we were like, what? But I will say, and we talked about this a little bit, going back, and if you're watching in the entirety of season 4 together, and you just come off 406, which is this huge proposal. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, it's so emotional. And then if you went into the beginning of the next episode and it was that again, it would be a lot. So I think they played it off well, balancing out like the emotions from one episode to the next, and it was wonderful. I loved it.
I want to know more about the ring, though, so I hope they do address that because, I mean, obviously it's Nicole. There's always significance in everything she does. She's very romantic, so I am interested to see if we get to find out a little bit more about the ring.
Oh, yeah. I would agree with that. So then we move into the...
It's too soon. It's too freaking soon, man.
We move into the celebration at Shorty's.
I don't want to talk about it.
Do you want to share some thoughts?
Calamity Jane. I can't, man. I can't. You saw me when I was watching it. My hands went up in the air. I was devastated. Freaking Nedley.
Can we just have a moment of silence for Calamity Jane?
Please.
Okay.
We'll begin now.
Okay.
I would like to say a few words. That poor puss. Alas, we knew her well, when it was never long enough. May her memory be a blessing. But I'm still salty. I'm so salty.
I don't know if you guys saw the Calamity Jane tweets, but that was not me. That was definitely Jay.
That was definitely me. And I had to explain to the cats, like, that's their favorite character.
Mm-hmm.
And she got eaten off. I mean,
by Nedley, no less.
By Nedley. I mean, it's just, like I said, like I tweeted, like, I hope he had the biggest hairball ever.
Everyone just pour one out for Calamity Jane.
Go grab some milk. Just pour one out for Calamity Jane.
Oh, that was so good. And then, here comes the glitter. And now everybody is falling in love with Waverly Earp. To everybody in the Wynonna Earp universe, I think all of us Earpers would just like to say, welcome. We've been living here. How are you?
Benvenido.
Yeah. been in love with Waverly Earp since roughly 2016.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And yeah. And it just took a little glitter.
But the way that they handled everybody falling in love was so good. Those shots were incredible.
Those were top shelf. Like the creativity and just, oh, it was perfect.
Well, and I think they did a good job of like making it hilarious and over dramatic, so you clearly know what's going on. Like obviously something's happening where they're overtly falling in love or lust with this person.
I just need to address the love that I have for the bisexual lighting.
Oh, it's so good.
It's gorgeous.
It is.
And like the way it enhances, I mean it's just absolutely perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me fall in love with all of those characters all over again. It's
Representation, man.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. So good.
So good.
So everybody's falling in love with Waverly. It's hilarious. And then we get to the engagement party.
I'm in love with Jan Arden.
I mean, hard same.
Oh my God. And then when she started singing Insensitive, I lost my mind. I had that on repeat yesterday for entirely too long. Again, those were also my tweets.
Yeah.
About the deep love that I have for this woman.
Jan, if you ever listen, we love you.
We love you. We absolutely adore you. And the fact that she volunteered to sing her own song, which is the biggest hit ever, like just speaks volumes to the person that she is.
Imagine being that cast and just like standing behind the scenes and getting to watch that happen.
Oh my gosh, all the behind the scenes stuff that they released on iTunes and Sci-Fi was like everybody was just amazed.
Yeah, so good.
And I would have been there right there with them.
Oh my God, just singing along.
Get my lighters out.
Yeah.
double fist the lighters. But no, that was just beautiful. And then I like the evolution there of Bun Bun. Like,
yeah.
Like just, and I think that speaks to until you feel it yourself, or there's somebody you know and love that has feelings like this. It gives you perspective. It gives you empathy. Right. And I think that was just a beautiful version of that. It really just kind of hit that message home. So I was really pleased with that. Like greatest plot twist.
Yeah, I absolutely enjoyed that. The arc we didn't know we needed.
But we really did need
it. We did.
I think we all healed a little bit on that. So I hope she's like in the rest of the episodes and maybe sings to us in every single one. But that's just me.
Maybe she'll officiate the wedding.
That's brilliant. I love that. Please.
Just get me some Bun Bun up there.
Oh, and her and Nedley. I'm shipping it.
Here for that.
Yes, I am here for that. And I want to know more about church camp with them.
Yeah, exactly. What happened?
Mm-hmm.
Cheese and crackers, Bonita. But then, the stairs, man, they just come through. They make the best appearances, I feel.
I feel like they should be up for an award like Best Supporting Actor.
Actress.
Non-binary.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, the stairs are non-binary. But yes, I think they should be up for a major award.
And I would agree. We were talking with Dee about this. This might be my favorite stairs scene now. It was just so soft and adorable and really kind of showcasing just like where Way Hot is right now. Just this is very like this sense of comfort and love and safety.
And adorableness.
And oh my God, Waverly being taller than Nicole.
It goes right back to that in season 3, the Christmas episode.
Oh, that kiss on the stairs. Oh. Yes.
Just adorableness.
It's too soft and I can't handle it and I have so many feelings about it.
I know. I feel your feelings right now.
I know. Can you feel them from over here?
Oh, God. Yes.
They're just emanating.
Yes.
All the Way Hot love.
I'm going to have to open a window.
Yeah, you are.
But God, that whole Wynonna and Eamon.
Oh my God, I loved it. I didn't know that I was going to love it, but I loved it.
I'm a little confused with my feelings.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm conflicted.
I'm very conflicted. Like, I mean, Wynonna and Doc, like, that's endgame.
Agreed.
But in the meantime,
I don't mind messing around with a little demon.
And I think it's the bisexual lighting that just makes me just...
It makes everything better.
It makes everything better.
100%.
Like, God. Like, I just think it makes me love it.
Yeah.
But I was very surprised in that. I didn't see that coming.
Me either.
But I am here for it.
Me too.
For the time being.
Yeah, not permanently.
No. We need
just want to state that for the record.
Yeah, we'll get back on track.
Yeah.
And then we'll just keep going. So overall, I thought the episode was wonderful.
I thought it was hilarious. I could not stop laughing.
Cackled.
So, like, the entire time.
I think I had to get over the initial shock of like, okay, that was the proposal and we're moving on to Calamity dying.
Yeah, it was, it accelerated very fast. Oh, and I also did want to point out, like, there were some things, like, when everybody watched the trailer for 4B and we were a little concerned about Nicole acting that way in public and maybe something was happening or she was possessed when she was freaking out about the wedding. I'm just here to say I'm glad that that wasn't the case. She was just under a very intense love spell and was more in love with Waverly than she already previously was. Or maybe just more overtly.
I think she was just being an Earper.
Yeah. Oh.
I think that's really what it was. She was just
being an Earper. This is how we react to them. Yeah, totally agree. So I'm glad nothing sinister came from that. That it was just kind of this lighthearted moment.
I think we all needed a lighthearted moment episode because look at the first 6 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was just full force.
Tons of emotion.
Mm-hmm. There was, I mean, minus the scene where they're kombuching Nedley.
Oh, yeah, that was so great.
After he ate Calamity. I mean...
You're never going to let it go, are you?
I'll never let go, Jack.
But yeah, I would agree. The first 6 episodes were definitely very emotional and very intense. So I do think it made a lot of sense to kind of, especially coming off this break that was very unanticipated, and then just showcasing this really lighthearted, fun, hilarious, but also still a very Wynonna Earp version of the Wynonna Earp episodes. Like, I loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was great. And then just a shout out to the entire production team, the cast, the crew, everything that they did with COVID.
Oh my God, I know.
And you can tell that they definitely were filming outside a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Trying to take advantage of that.
Exactly. And just everything that went into that episode.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't even imagine.
No. And to be one of the first shows back filming again, like, you had to have been put into overdrive trying to come up with solutions and ways to go about this to make it safe for everybody, and props to the cast too, you know, for keeping their masks on the entire time right up until they're filming and doing everything that they need to do to get the show back to us as quickly as they could. I mean, forever grateful.
I mean, and realistically they are risking their lives.
Yeah.
And I think we don't address that enough. I think we were just so excited to get them back, but I don't think we realize how dangerous it was, what they, you know, the risk that they put themselves and their families and everything. So I just want to express my gratitude to the entire Wynonna Earp team for doing what they did in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah, I echo that. Definitely. So what are your thoughts for next week's episode?
Oh, I'm here for it.
Yeah. I'm ready for some Halloween.
We'll bring on some Halloween. I mean, just a couple of the stills that I've seen here and there. All I have to say is hit me, baby, one more time. And Wynonna interrupt us with, oops, I did it again.
Oh my God, now if she doesn't, I'm going to be supremely disappointed.
And there better be some toxic lines. I mean, they better just kind of take out the whole Britney Spears catalog.
If you're going to go Britney, you better go hard.
You better go Britney, bitch. Like, she better be like, it's Wynonna, bitch. If not, I'm going to be supremely disappointed, but we'll tweet about it.
Yeah, we will. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but it's the Earp sister episode, and there's this little moment where they're sitting on the grass, and that, like, what we thought was a well, and the Waverly photo is there. And so Nicole, wherever Nicole is coming in and she puts the Stetson on her head, I think that's happening next episode for
sure.
So
you think this is the next episode?
Yep.
Ugh. You know,
and I don't know, people have said something about thinking she dresses up like in the season 1 sheriff's uniform, but I think it might just, my prediction would be that especially because she pointed out to Bunny that she was no longer the sheriff in this episode, that maybe she gets her job back at the beginning of 408, and she comes up to the Earp homestead in the uniform with Waverly sitting there. Puts on the Stetson.
I just got lightheaded thinking about that.
Are you okay?
No.
Did I paint a good picture?
Yeah, you painted a really good picture. But also then I was like, well, is Bonita gonna sing Insensitive? Maybe another song? I don't know.
I'll take any song that Jan Arden wants to sing on Wynonna Earp.
I love you, Jan Arden.
But yeah, I think it's going to be good. I'm interested to see how things keep developing with Doc and Wynonna, and then also with Cleo.
Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Doc and Nicole.
Oh yeah, the fact that even under the love spell that he could not dance with her.
But he's also on this like forgiveness
train.
Yes, so he's got to rectify those feelings, so it'll be interesting to see.
Which I think for him, it's easier said than done. I think like that's what he wants to do, but I think he's finding it's harder for him to actually like go about doing than he anticipated.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it almost feels like this might be an unpopular opinion, but he came across in this past episode as holier than thou.
A little bit. I could see that.
A little bit. Like he's kind of, I mean, even the way his interaction with Waverly, after she was in that beautiful bisexual lighting, kind of questioning her, like, what did you do?
Right.
And it was a different Doc than, I feel like,
coming from a different place.
Definitely there's been a shift.
Yeah.
There's this big existential change in him. And it's kind of interesting. I think it's a pendulum, and he's going from one side to the other.
Yeah.
And eventually he'll find his north.
Right.
In it, but it'll be interesting to watch. But he's got a lot of feelings he needs to rectify.
Yeah, I agree. Also, can we get a head count on the Reapers, please? How many are there?
It sounded like a gaggle.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of Reapers in there. A lot of hungry Reapers.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned.
I'm a little nervous about that.
Yeah, especially with Cleo, because I feel like she, first of all, for the record, beautiful badass. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
A queen.
Yes.
But very loose cannon, and I'm a little worried for the way she's going to approach the feud between the Clantons and the Earps, and how she's going to handle that. Because for as aggravating as Mam was, and for as much as we disliked her, I think that she had some principles about how she handled this feud. And I think now Cleo has lost her brother. She's lost Billy too. I mean, he's there, but he's now a Reaper. And she's lost her mother. But I just think we're going to be in for a ride on that one.
I think so too. She's a force to be reckoned with, and I'm looking forward to it. Cautiously optimistic. I mean, that was a beautiful episode with her and Doc.
I totally agree.
Just phenomenal, well written, well acted, well shot.
Yes,
those scenes are gorgeous. But it's really going to be. She is a force.
She is. So yeah, definitely looking forward to the next episode. Looking forward to all of the episodes, of course, but can't wait. So,
you want to talk about it?
This past week?
Oh my God.
Insane.
I felt like I was on a roller coaster of emotions leading up, even before the episode. Just
I would say I think all the Earpers, we've all been on an emotional roller coaster since February 5th. But I think getting closer and closer to the premiere date, those have all intensified. And then you get into this week and you're like, everybody's excited at the start of the week. Like, we get Wynonna Earp back on Friday. It's going to be a good week. We're going to tweet the shit out of it. And then there's just this emotional roller coaster. So it's just all over the place.
Yeah, so that article with Tim in it was really well written.
Beautiful.
Just beautiful piece. But he didn't seem as optimistic as I wanted him to. But I just think he's at peace with everything. I think he's just so proud of the show. But I think he loves it so much that he has to find a balance of peace. But I was a little bummed by that, because I feel like he's kind of put it to bed. Like, you know what? This is great. If it happens, wonderful. If not, I'm just so happy.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. And I do think maybe part of it, and I don't know this, but my guess would be like, you know, he's one of the biggest Earpers out there. And I think the fight for Wynonna last time probably took, like, it takes a toll on Earpers, but I'm sure it takes a massive toll on all of them. Like, they love this show just as much as we do. And I think maybe going into this, you know, it was probably very difficult. Like, really, like, there's just one more thing getting in our way of continuing on with this show. So I think, you know, he doesn't want to come from a place of like telling Earpers they need to fight because he knows how hard they fought, even though we're fighting anyway. I mean, we would never not. But I think, yeah, he just kind of tried to make peace.
Well, and I think he said it very eloquently. In one of the behind the scenes things that I watched is that they had been doing this for 3 years. They had
Yeah.
been working on season 4 for 3 years, and the emotional toll, like you said, that's got to take on everybody.
Hmm.
I mean, you've got to kind of come to peace with it. Like, this might be it.
Right.
And I know we took it as, you know, okay, but we need a sign. Like, we literally said to each other, like, the next day, like, I need something
Yeah.
that's really just going to show me that, you know, I need a sign from the universe. Like, keep fighting. Like, we got this. Everybody wants to do this. Like, cast, crew, everybody.
Yeah. And it came out that morning, and I remember, like, I was pretty amped that day, and then I read it and I was like, I mean, understandably so, I got where he was coming from, but I did feel a little let down and just kind of not in the best place. And yeah, like you said, we were texting and it was like, I need a sign, I need something positive to come out. I need something to kind of reignite that fight, that flame in me. And then literally like 3 hours later, Mel's article came out. And you know what? Never say die.
Mel saved the day. She really
Absolutely.
did.
She really, really did. And and like I said, I know Tim will go on and on and on until there's, you know, he would do 20 more seasons if he could. I fully believe that. But I also think like Mel and her article and saying like, you know, I'm here until they tell me otherwise. Like I'm not going anywhere until they tell me that we're not doing this anymore. And I think for me, I definitely needed to hear that.
The girl on top says she's going to keep going.
We keep going.
We keep going. Absolutely. And that was just, the universe answered.
Yes. Yes,
Like,
she did.
we needed that. And Shazam, Mel's article. And then the next day.
Oh my God. So yeah, so it's just like hectic day, kind of starting at a low, you get back up to a high, and on a good note, it's like, okay, we're here, we're fighting, everything's ready to go, like only a couple days until premiere day. And then Thursday happens.
I like, I saw something right before I went to bed, and it was something like somebody had tweeted like, "Oh, Prime's got, you know, Wynonna Earp out," and I was like, "That's weird." So like right before I went to bed, I pulled up my iTunes because I had pre-purchased the entire season, and I'm like, "Oh, it's not on there." Like, I didn't look at Prime. I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever. Maybe it's just like the preview saying like."
Like a promo or something like that.
Right, like a
Right.
promo. So I go to bed,
Mm-hmm.
and then I wake up to, oh my God, I think I had like a million texts from you and D.
You did.
And I was just like, oh, what is happening right now? Like, what did I miss? Like,
Yeah.
Emily went ablaze.
Yeah, she did. So I remember, like, I was up pretty early on Thursday morning, and I had I had seen a couple of tweets out there talking about, you know, all we're watching this on Sci-Fi the night it's premiering. We're not watching it anywhere else. We're not watching it early, and that kind of took me by surprise because I was like, well, what's going on? So you know, I'm investigating, and then sure enough, Emily starts throwing some tweets out there, and she's talking about how, um social media is huge, but if we aren't watching this show on the networks, that it's not that it won't make any difference, but that is what's going to be the most important. And you know, for her, I mean, this is a different situation. She has kind of talked about it. You have to be a little more tight-lipped about your feelings because this is a delicate situation trying to get this show picked up. But I think seeing that, like those tweets come out, like, no, like this is what you guys need to do. You know, like if we don't handle it this way, things aren't going to go the way that we want them to. This show is cursed and blessed, you know. But I think seeing those tweets and like realizing that she was making a point to tell us that this was what we needed to do, I think that's what we needed.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Like, just, when I caught up and I was on the road again, I was lawyering, I was doing all this crazy stuff on
Right.
Thursday, and I would come back to our text conversation or pull up Twitter, and I was like, oh my God, what
Mhm.
a day to be alive. But just seeing her passion and knowing that, it's an industry.
Yeah.
They have to be, they're under contracts, they have to be professional. There's so many things that they have to do. You never want to burn bridges, but just to see her passion come out,
Yeah.
and just, it was a rally cry. Like, it was, we needed our captain to step up and be like, all right, guys, this is what's going to happen.
Mhm.
This is what you need to do. And I think it was a great reminder that, our social media presence is amazing,
Mhm.
but we have to watch live. You have to tell your friends to watch live, your family, even if they're not Earpers, they will eventually be Earpers. Who are we
Right.
kidding?
Everybody will eventually become an Earper. I'm convinced.
One Earper at a time.
But yeah, I agree. I think it was the push that we needed. And then Emily being Emily, they all disappeared. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, she got the message out and all the Earpers understood, and that's all that really mattered. And then
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
we kind of just, everybody relegated themselves to, okay, this happened. It's unfortunate. It's incredibly frustrating, but we're going to do the best that we can with the situation. And so everybody, goes to sleep on Thursday, and we wake up on Friday, and it's premiere day.
Did you even sleep that night?
Hardly.
Yeah. I mean, it was just the excitement
Yeah.
and just the we're fighting for something. Like,
Mhm.
and here it is. It's game day.
Yeah, it's here.
Like, it was finally game day. And there was a great podcast that came out that Emily was in it, and I think after listening to that, I felt even better.
Oh, me too, 100%.
Like, even more passionate, and just, she was just so positive and so hopeful.
Mhm.
And I mean,
Well, and also I think, like, and we'll link these articles and this podcast for you guys in case you guys missed it or anything after the fact, but I do think her talking about, like, her saying that if there is a network out there, they've gotten a phone call from us, everybody's in play. Um, and I think that kind of took us by surprise. This idea that, maybe we're only, like, originally we're only going to get on if it's a streaming service like Hulu or Netflix or something like that. And then I think hearing her say that, like, oh, that all, like, some major networks are in play.
that changed my perspective completely.
Yeah.
I mean, I forgive me for thinking like, oh, okay, we're just going to go streaming. That, you know, cable is dying.
No, I would agree. Yeah, for sure.
So everything's kind of moved to streaming, but there are still some major networks out there in
Mm.
play, and I think it was great to hear that. It's actually, it's we have a huge audience
Mm-hmm.
of networks to choose from almost.
Right.
And I think, everybody behind the scenes, all the producers, everything, they're doing an amazing job. But wow, like, I guess my brain didn't go there of like, oh, we could go big.
Right. Like, this is something that we could accomplish. No, I would agree with you. And I almost get a little frustrated with myself for that because I know how important the show is and how much it means to all of us and what I think it represents. And, if you don't see that, you're not paying attention. But yeah, the potential to be on bigger networks and to maybe solidify a good deal there, like, instead of just assuming it was going to end up on a streaming service, like, that excites me. And what I took from that podcast is, this is Emily's "don't fuck with my family," in the polite, no chill way of, this is kind of, I can't say everything, but this is where we are, and we have options, and things look pretty good because, and she even said, like, it would be easier for us to get a season 5 now than it was to get season 4 because, before they didn't have the money.
Yeah, and there's the money. The money is
The
there.
money is there.
We just need that US landing spot.
And so I think that my biggest takeaway from that podcast would be for all of us to keep our foot on the gas.
Which brings me to this morning's theme song that we played prior to jumping on the air, is Gas Pedal.
Yeah, entirely appropriate, I think.
Yeah, so we have to just keep going.
Yeah, keep fighting.
Keep fighting, and just be relentless.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly, Earpers have what it takes.
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, just look at Friday night. We got to #1. I mean, we weren't there long, but we got to #1 on trending in the United States at the same night that Schmonda Schmizhen Schmizhen had their series finale.
that was amazing.
Unbelievable. I mean, believable, but unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, that was incredible to see. Just to see us hanging out there, and in the top 2, top 1, 2, 3, just going back and forth, kind of like you can see as different parts of the country, the time zones start watching it just would flux back up.
Yeah.
And it stayed there.
For me, for as specific of a genre show as this is, to literally be within the top 5 almost the entire evening on the trending page in the United States with all of these other things going on, I think that speaks volumes to the commitment and love to this show. Like, it's just unbelievable.
I'm going to say it again. Monetize us.
Let us throw our money at you.
Like, everybody's talking about, like, the outfits from 407, Urban Outfitters, bring this shirt back, we'll buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, look what we can do. Like, we'll buy your beanies out.
Yeah.
Anything Nicole Hot wears, we will buy it. Who are we kidding? So monetize us.
It just makes good sense from a business side. I think it just makes good sense to pick up this show. I mean, relatively speaking, this show is cheap to make. It doesn't cost a lot of money compared to some other shows. You've got a built-in fan base that will follow you anywhere. They will do whatever you ask of them. We will throw our money at your streaming services, at your cable networks, whatever you need. And you've got a cast that is loyal and ready to be there too. It just makes good sense.
I mean, let's just put it in perspective. The entire season of Wynonna Earp, the price tag on that is 1 episode of WandaVision.
Just wrap your head around that.
Sure, like, just the millions and millions and millions of dollars that, these companies spend on shows.
Yeah.
And you can get an entire season, Wynonna Earp, with this fan base.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the return on investment.
Exactly.
It really is exponential.
Yeah. And so, but like we tweeted the other day, I feel good about it. Like, where I'm at right now, I feel good about our chances. I think maybe early last week or maybe even the week before, I felt a little frustrated. And I get frustrated with myself for being there, but I think I was just kind of in a headspace of like, I can't, like, it doesn't make sense to me that we're having to do this. The show is just so perfect. I don't understand. But now I'm kind of like in this headspace of we're going to get it. Like, yeah, it's frustrating. I can't believe that we're having to do this again. And, this is our first fight, but the fact that Earpers are having to go through this again, but I feel exponentially more hopeful now than I did before.
Absolutely. Hope is a dangerous thing. And I think we've got it in spades this past week. And I'm excited for the next 5 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
I want them to come, but I also want them to come very slowly.
I know, time needs to slow down just a
little. Time
needs
to slow down a little bit. But just keep watching, keep tweeting, get your friends and family to watch it. And, we talked about it briefly in our hot take, but, it's so important to watch live.
Yeah.
And to rewatch on Sci-Fi. And then, watch anywhere, but you need to really hammer in those main broadcasting spots because of Nielsen ratings.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's what they want to see, and that's what we're going to have to show them.
Yes, and so we will play the game, and we will play it well.
Yeah, absolutely. Earpers always do.
Absolutely. So this week kind of derailed what we originally planned for this podcast to be, to talk about 407, and then we were going to talk about gay marriage.
Yeah.
So we are going to postpone that piece because we have a lot to say on that. And I think the whole bunny arc really solidified that we do need to address that. And so we're going to have a short podcast coming up on marriage equality and our take where equal rights stand and why we love Wynonna Earp for highlighting all different types of relationships.
Yeah, I think it's going to be beautiful.
Oh, I think it's going to be great. I'm really excited about it.
Me
And the
too.
power that media has in changing perceptions
Yeah,
of groups.
it's incredible.
So stay tuned for that. We're excited for it, but we thought, okay, this is a little bit more important
Yeah, just maybe
for the week.
Yeah, tackle the episode because I think there was a lot in it. Just so much fun, so much to talk about, so much to delve into, but then also kind of talking about and digesting the events of this past week because I know it was, I mean, for us, it was a roller coaster of emotions, and I'm sure it was that way for every other Earper out there as well. So just, and to kind of provide our perspective, but also to kind of vent it out for ourselves, just kind of talk our way through it, how we're feeling now versus how we felt, what we're looking forward to, and yeah, I can't wait for the next episodes. I really can't.
I know. And international Earpers, keep watching on any legal platform that you have.
Yes.
That is so important. You all are doing an amazing piece.
You really are.
And I know you hear so much about United States and Canada, but when you look at the map and the metrics across the globe, Wynonna Earp is hitting 84 countries.
Which is incredible.
And trending in those countries. So keep it up.
Yeah.
I mean, they also need to see a big piece is global distribution.
Absolutely.
So keep that up. You are a huge piece to the monetary puzzle on this.
Yes, absolutely. You guys are killing it. We loved live tweeting with you. It was so much fun. We can't wait for next week's episode with you.
Oh, I'm so jacked for that. But also, thank you so much for listening to our first episode. We had so much beautiful feedback. I was so touched.
I honestly, it was a crazy idea going into it, and I didn't expect it to be a huge thing, more of just like a fun thing for us to do and kind of get into in a way for us to talk about our feelings on the show and what it means to us and everything like that. But absolutely, thank you guys so much for taking the time to listen. I know that one was a long one, that we had a lot to say. We didn't realize it was going to be that long, but taking the time to listen and really letting us in to your hearts and letting us be a part of this family. I can't express the amount of gratitude I have for it.
And if you've got questions for us, please shoot us a DM, an email. We'll put all that information also in the link. But just send us your thoughts. If you want us to discuss something or you have questions about something, we would love to interact with you. We would love to make sure that we are, we're bringing up all the issues,
Yeah, absolutely.
all the elements that you want us to hit. So thank you so much for listening to us.
Yes, absolutely. It's been a pleasure and an honor. And until then, enjoy your hangovers, and we'll see you next time. Broadcast adjourned.